An ATF inspector in Florida, with no police authority, stopped a gun sale last month simply because he thought the man possibly smelled of pot. The buyer had already filled out the 4473 to attest he wasn't a pot user, had already passed the background check, had already paid, and only had to take it home when the ATF inspector doing a routine audit intervened and denied him his Second Amendment rights. Keep watching for the details. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is brought to you today by Blackout Coffee Company, the Florida-based roaster that keeps you awake, not woke, and always supports your Second Amendment rights. They support veterans, soldiers overseas, some of your favorite gun rights groups, and channels like mine. This is Mama's second cup of coffee today, and this is the chocolate cherry, and it is definitely my new favorite. Anyways, to give them a shot, support this channel, and support Blackout Coffee, go to blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll. All right, let's do this. Now, it is true that pot is still a prohibited substance when it comes to guns. Florida is a medical marijuana state, but federally, having a medical card makes you a prohibited person. This is a fight that's been going on for a while now, and yeah, nothing's changed. But as far as we know, the gun owner, who is going only by Daniel, does not have a medical card. He says that he wasn't high, hadn't smoked, and had already bought the Beretta 9mm via gun broker and was simply doing the transfer with a local FFL. Enter an ATF Industry Operations Investigator, or IOI for short, aka a desk monkey that thinks he's more important than he is. So this IOI guy just happened to be there doing a routine audit, and despite having no authority, despite not being a real cop per the ATF's own admission, and having no certification to do so, the IOI guy stepped in and stopped the sale. As part of his patriotic duty. He didn't say that, but I'm sure that's what he thought he was doing. The ATF isn't even releasing his name and have pretty much dodged all questions around the incident. The ATF's Tampa spokesperson, Jason Medina, did admit that it's possible Daniel could smell like pot due to secondhand smoke from a friend or loved one, as there are more than 831,000 medical cards in the state, or he could have been around pot-scented air fresheners or candles or whatever else, because I don't know, some people are into that. Now, is it a bad idea to show up to a gun shop smelling like pot? Absolutely. But we have no proof that the allegations were true. If he did smell, apparently it wasn't bad enough for the FFL to stop the sale. And as far as we know, the FFL isn't in trouble for not stopping the sale, so... I mean, the way the ATF has been going with their overzealous application of everything in the Biden administration, I would think that if they had a reason to nail this gun owner and the FFL, they would be doing so. So pardon me for not being entirely convinced here. Medina also admits that IOIs aren't law enforcement. Side note here, actually, when I was writing this up, my autocorrect tried to change that to law encroachment, and I had a good laugh because the accuracy. Anyways, they're not law enforcement, encroachment. They're not sworn in. They're only regulators. He would not speak to their training, whether the desk monkeys are trained to accurately identify the smell of pot, or if they're trained to properly identify the symptoms of being under the influence. Which means it's probably a big fat no. He also would not answer under what circumstances IOIs are allowed to stop sales, and told the Second Amendment Foundation that it was a good question and that he'd get back to them. Surprise, he did not. We all saw that coming. He also wouldn't even say whether or not the inspector acted under IOI policies or procedures. So it's also probably a big fat no. But who cares, because it's the ATF and the government and they do whatever the hell they want. The director of the IOI's boss won't even respond to texts, emails, or calls on the case, which is concerning as a government employee that is supposed to technically be working for us. Though I know, and you know, that if we all had our way, the ATF would not even exist. Because they pull crap like this all the time. Well, and also because their existence is entirely unconstitutional because there are no asterisks on the Second Amendment, but that's besides the point. The ATF can speculate as much as they want, but without hard proof, it should have been enough that Daniel filled out the 4473 and passed the background check. We are supposed to have a legal system of innocent until proven guilty, but obviously, when it comes to firearms, that is not what's happening. That is the opposite of what's happening under the Biden administration, and honestly, it's kind of been the unwritten rule for quite some time. Anyways, I hope that Daniel eventually gets the item that he paid for and that he passed the background check for and did the paperwork for. If that is the case, if there are any updates to this case, I will certainly let you guys know. The Second Amendment Foundation is on it, so hopefully we will get some more information at some point. I don't know, the ATF likes to not answer these things ever, so it might just float in the ether for the rest of his life. Who knows? Anyways, that is it for this video, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell because otherwise YouTube will not tell you about my videos, most likely. Leave a comment down below for the algorithm, and as always, thanks for tuning in and putting up with all my random ad-libs and side rants about the ATF. And happy shooting.